Hello and happy Monday, Alex from the Defiant here with a brief rundown of the weekend's decentralization debacle. Here's the backstory. A couple of weeks ago, Arbitrum delighted the crypto world when it announced it would release a token on March 23rd. Early and active users, investors, the founding team, and DAOs that have built on Arbitrum were eligible for ARB tokens. Together, they, and anyone who buys ARB on secondary markets, would run the Arbitrum DAO. The Arbitrum DAO would run Arbitrum. In other words, Offchain Labs, the company that built Arbitrum, would hand control of Ethereum's leading Layer 2 blockchain to its community. One other bit of context before we get into the controversy. There are 10 billion ARB tokens. The DAO was entitled to 4.2 billion. And Friday, a week after its launch, ARB was worth about $1.30. Here's where things get spicy. The DAO got its first request around the same time the token was announced. Would the DAO vote to give 750 million ARB to the newly established Arbitrum Foundation? A fraction of that would cover the foundation's operating costs, like $3.5 million worth of legal fees it needed to come into existence. Apparently, it's not cheap starting a crypto ecosystem foundation. But the rest of the money would go toward an ecosystem fund, with the foundation doling out grants to teams building on Arbitrum, contributing to its network effect. After all, a smart contract blockchain is only as good as the applications you can find there, right? Well, on Friday, members of the community stepped up and said, "Not so fast." Blockworks Research probably put it best. First, they pointed that 750 million ARB is worth more than $1 billion. It's a lot of money. Quote, "Without further clarity on the grants process, how funds are held, what oversight will there be, we cannot vote in favor of this proposal. Too often we have seen funds go into a black box of expenses. It's time to make DAO transparency a priority." But what people seem to have found truly scandalous is the fact that Offchain Labs already separated the 750 million ARB. The DAO only got 3.5 billion tokens when, if you recall, it was entitled to 4.2 billion. The 750 million was already in the foundation wallet, and, get this, the foundation had already sent 50 million to Binance, presumably so it could sell the tokens and raise some money for those operating expenses I mentioned a moment ago. In a follow-up post, the foundation said there was no other way. If the foundation didn't exist, simple operational questions such as who hosts the various governance forums where these discussions occur would go unanswered, according to the foundation. This was really just a misunderstanding. The vote was to ratify decisions that were already made, not to seek approval of a future action. The pitchforks came out. This was decentralization theater, the mob screamed. Your vote is not a vote. Crypto influencer Adam Cochran called it a colossal legal fuck-up. On the other hand, it's normal for new tokens to go to an ecosystem foundation, and, as one founder put it, the Arbitrum Foundation would be more effective and efficient at managing those assets than the DAO. Voting ends today. It might be over by the time you see this video. It'll almost certainly fail. ARB fell to $1.18 over the weekend, and the foundation is chastened. It says it only sold 10 million ARB, will separate the request to the first Arbitrum improvement proposal into its smaller constituent parts, and has learned from this experience. But it's not a great start for the most hyped token drop in recent memory.